All right, friends, we're going to do a quick recap of Jason Blaha, the strength and fitness guy, you know, the gym lifting, recruiting gear slave himself. Jason Blaha, going to do a reaction video to this video. Blaha says humans thrive on starch-based diets. Yeah, slaves and prisoners definitely thrive on that, yes, because we need them to work harder than the last time. Definitely, okay. And lifting slaves. Gym slaves, yes.
Humans thrive on starch-based diets. Hey everybody, I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today, and it seems like this is a topic that when you bring it up, it seems to create controversy, and it really shouldn't, because this is widely accepted by medical doctors, widely accepted by nutritionists, anthropologists, all of this stuff.
Really?
And again, I've seen for many years, I've seen quite a few doctors point that out over the years that even putting...
No, really? These doctors? Really? They really do, eh? They promote it. Oh, that's nice. Why wouldn't they promote something in their industry? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't a guy at the gym try to convince you that lifting weights are heavy? He's selling memberships. They're selling memberships. They're going to convince you need the gym to lift weights all day. Why are you lifting there? What are you doing there exactly? See what I mean? What are you doing there? Muscles have an M&D size limit. So what are you doing there exactly? Lifting weights day in and day out. Are your muscles growing? Was that not the goal when you went in the gym, to get big and strong? Oh, no. What they did was they slaved you. They slaved you to something that's fake and artificial. Fake carbohydrate muscles, eating starch. That's why they always try to promote the starch meal. They don't want you to be completely sick, so they say steak and potatoes. Steak and potatoes, that's the meal. Man, yeah, because it's the potatoes that are going to get absorbed. Get it, the starch. That's what's going to be uptaked in the muscle. As far as the protein, well, it's useless if there's no more nuclei. Can't synthesize any more protein, can't build any more muscle. And then you're slave to lifting this weight, because then you go, I feel weak the next day. You don't come in sometimes, you don't lift, and you go, your motor units go down in the androgen receptors, and you go, damn, I feel kind of weak again. And then, you build them up again, You have to maintain them with going to a gym. How do you maintain the phony glycogen muscles? Going to the gym, getting what? The pump. You have to get the pump. And then how do you maintain the phony strength? Well, the motor unit androgen receptor artificial strength that you created lifting weights. By lifting weights, so you have to lift them forever. Now, what happens if you actually really build muscle? Let's say you put on 10, 20, even 30 pounds. That's a lot. 30 pounds of muscle, like real muscle. If you actually put on 30 pounds, you don't have to practice at lifting anymore. Do you understand me? But if you're carrying useless weight, you have to practice at these motor units and androgen receptors for that force production, for that strength to move these things around.
Patients on starch-based diets, where they eat almost entirely starch,
Yeah.
As their calorie sources, right? So let's say starch instead of just carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Right? Because then there's no refined sugars ever involved with starches.
There's no refined sugars involved. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out if starch is so great, Blaha. Does starch spike insulin? Hold on.
According to American Medical Association, starchy potatoes, white potatoes in particular, have a very high glycemic load. As a result, a baked white potato can also raise blood sugar even more than a glazed donut. Interestingly, potatoes chilled when eaten have a lower glycemic load than when served warm.
Well, there you have it, folks. You heard it. Yep. Potato starch may improve insulin sensitivity. They showed greater insulin sensitivity than participants who had not been eating foods with resistant starch. Increased insulin sensitivity can play a role in reducing a person's risk of developing obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Well, yeah, I've never gotten fat eating potatoes myself, right? You can use it as a weapon to try to force that domain, the myonuclear domain. To tear up the muscles is what you're trying to do. So this liquid, this energy source, goes into the muscles, and then you try to cause as much damage as you can to the muscles. And then they grow bigger and stronger. They can grow more muscle fibers as well, new ones, providing there's space in there. That's the whole adage. But anyway, it's complicated. It's complicated. But yeah, this is probably your best source for a lifter when you're young. I wouldn't do this now when I'm older, man. I don't want to have problems. But yeah, it doesn't spike insulin apparently. It's slow acting. That's the difference between he says starches, complex carbohydrates as opposed to carbs, okay? Complex are probably your best bet, as a lifting slave. Anyway, let's go back to Blaha.
That their diabetes and stuff reversed. Like they were able to take them off diabetes meds, lipid profiles improve, cardiovascular health improve, body fat tends to improve. And if you look at most of the longest lived,
body fat improves. I didn't notice any improvements in body fat eating starch, dude. But eating meat, I have. Just eating me as a carnivore, I'm supposed to eat meat. There's a lot of improvements.
Cultures on Earth and countries and societies, their diets tend to be largely starch-based. As far as the majority of their calories, and that's irrespective of which one it is. People will say, well, maybe the Mediterranean is not, but it is. It is really a starch-heavy diet. More so percentage-wise of their diet than Americans, for sure, by a significant margin. But when we start seeing some of the cultures with 80+% starches, they tend to do really, really well. And it makes sense when you look at what's going on. It has to do with the fact that in terms of, number one, body fat accumulation, we just don't readily store starches as body fat. Right? Our species just doesn't do that. It would rather burn them as fuel. We store fat.
Yeah, you know where it stores? In your muscles. It's called sarcoplasmic artificial muscle growth. That's what it's called, hypertrophy. That's where it stores, bro. That's where all the starch stores when you start lifting. It starts storing all over the place in your body. It gives you weight, dead weight. The other carbs, they give you dead weight. And then you get fat.
Fat is fat. And I'm not saying all fats are bad. I'm saying fats can be a mixed bag. There are some that have great health benefits. There are some that help with inflammation, help with all sorts.
I like how you say they have health benefits. Yes, animal fat has health benefits. It's packed with nutrients, vitamin D and everything else.
The vitamin absorption, can cause certain health problems, but by and large.
Did he just say they could cause health problems? Well, then don't eat anything that causes health problems. Hello.
It is still easier to gain fat on a high-fat diet because that's what we're capable of storing.
It's easy to gain fat on a high-fat diet. No, I'm on a high-fat carnivore. I'm on a high-fat meat diet, and I'm not storing any fat, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
And again, not saying on a higher carb diet.
What kind of fat is he talking about? Eating the carbohydrate drug-induced diet? What you're not supposed to be eating? Even the Bible said, do not eat the apple from the tree because it's going to destroy you. That is, you're not supposed to eat that. You, as a carnivore, eat meat. And then they ate the apple and they destroyed themselves.
Can't gain fat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's more difficult because we don't store the carbohydrates readily.
You know what's funny, man? This guy that just called me out, his name is Hercules XXX, I think it was. I posted his pictures. He had a rant about me on a video. He wrote me in the comment section some bad stuff, whatever. I don't understand why. I'm just making videos, reaction videos. He gets all pissed off because why? It's a YouTube, bro. It's YouTube video, bro. I don't understand, man. I'd be happy for you if you were posing in your videos and doing your thing. I don't know why you have to be so jealous. Maybe because your physique melted away. I looked at your video 6 years ago, that video where you were like posing and stuff. Yeah, you look semi-decent. What happened? You look like you ate a lot of donuts or something. Did COVID destroy you or what? You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, bro. I mean, you just look so bloated and fat. You have no chest, no arms. You have nothing. I don't understand. There's no abs. And you're complaining about if I have abs or not? I have abs, dude. I don't have to show everything, okay? I'm not taking off my shirt like this guy in booty shorts walking around all day in the gym. So, yeah. I don't get it, man. It's just YouTube, bro. It's just entertainment. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares. Jesus, you're getting too serious. I posted your pictures. I don't think people were happy. You need to do something. You need to help yourself. If anything, I pity you. I feel sorry for you. Go do it. Look at Blaha. At least he's putting in some effort. You know what I mean? At least he's trying. Even though he's gonna fail, he's failing.
And then we're not eating as much fat, which is what we're actually capable of storing. Okay, so kind of matters in that context.
He has no legs, Blaha. He has no calves, no legs. He doesn't have any arms, nothing. He has a kyphosis back, and that's about it. And he has some low body fat now. He looks so aged at 47. It's incredible. Look, man, I'm pushing 60, dude, okay? I'm older than Blaha over a decade. And I just, there's no comparison, bro. You understand me? Because I'm not a lifting sleeve. You understand? I live for regeneration. I don't live because I want to slave myself and accelerate aging. This is stupid. This is stupid to destroy yourself. I'm sorry.
You know, but even good fats can still technically make you fat, right?
No, they can't. No, they can't. Good fats, animal fats, do not make you fat. Shut up.
Because we see that in some places where lots and lots of vegetable oils and things are used that are polyunsaturated fat.
Oh, so he's confusing the fake food with real food. Polysaturated oils and all that. You're not supposed to eat any of those. Doctors and science already told you what they do to you. They destroy you. They were used as machine oil.
They're still contributing to obesity because it's still fat. All right, but setting that stuff to the side and we really look at the other element.
Plant fats? Fat from plant?
Of it. It has to do with the fact that starches don't have a lot of the negative effects we see from other things. They're just a clean burning fuel source. It's what our body prefers to burn. Meaning there's no real conversions involved.
No, it doesn't. Science tells you that the preferred energy source your mitochondria want to burn is animal fat. They do best on animal fat. But if you try to get them to keep burning the starch and sugar and starches and whatever, eventually they'll become dysfunctional. Do you understand me? You'll become dysfunctional.
Handled right there, usually at the gut.
Yeah.
Most of it and a little bit of it is zymic path.
It's like a car. You put the premium gas in there, but when you start putting regular, you have a sports car, expensive car, and they tell you need to put the best gas in there. Then you start putting in regular. What happens? It dies. That's what happens.
Waste, because what do we burn for fuel? Glucose. Okay, we burn glucose for fuel as a species. All of our cells.
We burn glucose as what? I don't know. Your body will produce glucose, right? Science tells you that. If it's a necessity, so it'll produce it.
All of our cells can run almost exclusively on glucose, or
can they? Until what? Until you destroy yourself? Exclusively on glucose they can run. Until you destroy yourself. Nah, man. They can run exclusively the best on animal fat.
Exclusively on glucose as a calorie source. Back to my knowledge, I believe.
Nah, he's wrong. They run on animal fat because you're a carnivore.
They actually all technically can. Right.
Everybody in northern countries like Eskimos and these natives and everybody out there, they're all eating high animal fat. They're running off animal fat. That's right. They're not eating any vegan, weird plant foods or anything because they don't exist up there.
Right? Every cell in our body can run on glucose. All of them need it to some extent. We have some that will.
Yeah, it can run on these drugs for a while. You can run anything with drugs in your body for a while until you destroy it with the drug. The drug destroys you. That's what happens. Like it's destroyed him.
We have major problems if it gets too low. You'll be brain dead pretty quick without glucose. Right? Go unconscious pretty fast. And then, cell death starts to occur. Well, what are starches? Starches are just chains of glucose. And what do we mean by starches? What foods am I talking about?
Yeah.
I'm talking about your plants, right? Starchy plants. That would be rice, potatoes, beans. Okay?
Yeah, rice, potatoes, beans. They They have rice in beans, right? And they have arsenic in rice and oxalates. There's also oxalates in there. There's oxalates in the potatoes. Okay, Blaha.
Sort of tuber.
Tuber.
So that'd be, carrots, potatoes, but any type of grain.
They don't exist, man. They're all engineered by man. They don't exist in nature. These so-called carrots and things that he's talking about. You know what I mean? And as far as potatoes, apparently they're from what? Peru? They only grow in Peru. That's where they discovered them, the Spanish. And they brought them over to the New World. They introduced them and then spread them out, spread them around. You wonder what people were eating before they were eating potatoes. Remember, potatoes is a new thing in Europe 500 years ago, right? It took time to spread out as well over time. So what were they eating back then? What were they eating? What were they eating? Maybe more bread. I don't know. Maybe they ate shitloads of bread instead of potatoes. And then they started eating potatoes. Who the hell knows? But here's the thing. A lot of the stuff is seasonal, right? Because people garden, it's seasonal. In the north, it's seasonal. And then we don't eat any of that the rest of the year. But the problem is we're eating it because we're getting imports. You're getting imports, so you're eating it all year round. Wow, you're poisoning yourself all year round. No wonder why society's having a lot of trouble. They're sick. They're completely sick, man. People are dying. They're not having kids. They're infertile.
Right? Oats, barley.
They're looking worse and worse. They're obese. They're obese. They're just, it's horrendous what's going on out there.
Wheat, rice.
I saw a fat lady trying to get skinny. She has, like salad oil, and she's eating a salad, and she's like thinking that's going to make her skinny, when in fact it's meat that's going to make you skinny. Meat is going to like fix your body. But she's like eating these salads, and I told her, I go, that's making you fat. And she goes, what do you mean? It's salad. It's making you fat. You got the salad oil, dressing, whatever on there and everything in the salad itself. The salad itself is anti-nutrient. You're going to be you're going to be starving, so your body's going to, whatever it grabs, it's going to pull it in, suck it in as fat. That's why they never lose weight. They can't figure out, sometimes they stand on the scale, you're still eating weird fake foods thinking they're going to lose weight, and then they can't figure why they're not losing weight, and then they're like, I'm gaining weight now, oh my god. You know what I mean? It's like the opposite. Because you're starving, you're catabolic. When you're anabolic, when your nitrogen balance is positive, remember, that's only with protein. Meat protein makes your nitrogen balance positive, you're anabolic. And if you're anabolic, you're going to start losing weight. So you never have to starve yourself. You literally can eat yourself to get skinny. You understand? You can eat so much meat and you'll get skinny. Yeah, you'll lose a lot of fat. Yeah. And I don't know. You may gain some muscle mass there at the same process. Who knows?
Others that we don't think of as more as common. Most legumes, like beans and things, right? These are your starches.
Legumes, starches.
Most
He's such a slave. He promotes the prisoner food diet.
vegetables are still starches. They just don't have many calories.
Oh yeah.
Broccoli, cauliflower, cucumber.
Like I said, he's taking steroids. He's admitted to it. He says it's TRT. He's taking steroids, okay? He's on steroids, creating a cosmetic look. So like I said, without that, he'd probably look even worse.
Lettuce, all that stuff, right? Starchy carbohydrates, usually with some fiber added in. And we need fiber. Fiber is actually beneficial for the regulation of the starch.
Yes, fiber, yes, fiber.
It's beneficial for our gut health.
Yes, of course.
So higher.
Gut health, yes.
Water is not good for you because if you drink too much water, you can get water intoxication and die. Well,
that's true.
An asinine statement.
Yeah, whatever.
Insensitivity, or insulin resistance. That's usually saturated fat, and then fructose when it reaches the liver. Right? I'm not saying fructose that we eat. It has to be fructose that makes it through the
Fructose destroys you.
GI tract and through all the enzymic pathways and gets to your liver. But that's easily done with refined sugars. Right? Those are the foods that cause it. So that creates
Sugar's drugs, man. Don't eat that.
problems in the discussion, because people see some of that data on large amounts of refined sugars and say, well, aha, so that's carbohydrate.
Sugar destroys your bone, skin, muscle, your teeth.
We're talking about a different type of carbohydrate. And if you really want to look at, again, what happens in the real world with starches, when you think of most bodybuilders,
Oh yeah.
think of classic bodybuilder diets, the guys with the best physiques on earth.
Yes, the best physiques on earth. The best temporary physiques on earth. Temporarily made by steroids. Yes, okay.
So these chicken and rice diets, rice.
Chicken and rice diet. You think that created their physique, the chicken and rice diet, man? It was the steroids, dude. Come on. It's cosmetic. Man, this guy's just making up stuff. Ain't no chicken rice did that. Made that body.
Look at all these various Asian countries with low
Then everybody else who's eating chicken and rice, they must be made to all the normal, natural people out there. Man, this is just dumb stuff.
disease rates, low obesity, have very little diabetes, very little heart disease, tons of rice.
Oh man, this guy's really funny. How would he know? How would he know any of that? He's making it up.
You guys seeing a pattern here? He's seeing a pattern being established.
Whatever.
I just don't believe this. Like, you can show me whatever biology or pathways, and I'm not buying it for whatever reason. But then you look at the real world.
Yeah,
look
sure.
at all those examples, all those groups.
Look, why not just cut out anything that is not natural for you to eat? That's it, as a human. You understand me? If you want good health, then eat what you're supposed to as a carnivore, meat. That's it, really simple. And anything else that you're eating, just know that there's consequences to pay for what you put in your mouth.
Tend to eat extremely high starch diets.
You want to look like Blaha, 85 years old? Come on. Being a lifting slave in this garage for the rest of his life, he's imprisoned himself, lifting forever in here.
So then you're seeing
Because he's getting strong. He's getting strong forever. Forever and ever, I'm getting strong. I guess he thought he was weak. Maybe he's just ugly and doesn't know what to do with himself, his ugly face. So he wants to torture himself by lifting in this gym because, man, I came out ugly. They gave me an ugly head, an ugly face, so nobody wants me. So I'll enslave myself in this gym and punish myself for being ugly. I'll punish myself. Forget about society. And I'll live forever in this gym, being a recruiting, lifting, prisoner, slave. Yes.
best health, longest lifespans.
And then I'll promote misinformation on YouTube so I too can torture every other slave. I'll enslave other lifters out there too to this gambit because I'm slave to it and they have to be slave to it too.
Most athletic people, most impressive bodies.
Yeah.
Hey, this is really the way to go. It really is. In terms of just looking at overall health and a lot of these things, and I'm not saying other approaches
Oh yeah, sure. It is.
can't work. I'm not saying I
Overall long health, man. This has nothing to do with health.
haven't used other approaches or people who don't. But I'm saying that if you're looking really at it, specifically at health, this is really the way to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that.
Thank God, man. It's not. I wouldn't pay attention to what he says. But I'll see you in the next one, friends. Don't you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Helps with the algorithm. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.